Good morning, guys. How are we going? Welcome to episode number 12, the final episode of my journey to the USA, culminating in what is happening tonight at the T-Mobile Arena, which is right behind me there. Canelo Alvarez up against Edgar Berlanga for the 168 pound or super middleweight World Championship. So actually the undisputed, the IBF belt has been stripped from Canelo, so it's only for the WBA, WBC, and WBO titles and the Ring magazine, if you want to throw that in there. There's a lot of activity around town. I was really surprised actually yesterday with the weigh-in, how many people were there. And just actually on that, apologies for the footage that I actually had yesterday. It wasn't the greatest. I did have a really good vantage point at the start, but I was there like an hour before the weigh-in actually started. Well, they let us into I was actually there 2 hours before it started, but an hour before when they opened the gates, and we had to stand in there for an hour, and there's like 5,000 or 6,000 people just all crammed in, all trying to get front position, and people just lose their manners when they're there, and they push in, and it was hard enough with that, but everyone, it was just so hot. I've said a couple of times, there was no shade, no seating. There was an area to get drinks, but it just wasn't great. But anyway, I've dwelled enough on that, but it was just really difficult circumstances yesterday. So look, I had to go sort of back a little bit, and sort of lost my good vantage point. And the actual stage was actually, or the viewing area, they actually had set back a long way. There's a fair few reporters like in the front there, and they had us sort of back. I was probably ended up being about 10 people back or something, but on the side, and I tried to get around to the other side in the middle, and it was all just cluttered with cameras and scaffolding and staging. It was not a great situation, so apologies for that, but you get the gist. I'm sure you've all been on social media and checked out all the different sites and Instagram pages and YouTube channels and all that sort of stuff to get the best view. So it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. But yeah, I'm just going to reflect a little bit today, and just relax. It's been a real whirlwind 2 weeks. If you've watched all the videos, you've seen where I've gone to. I've travelled from. I arrived in LA. Had to sit around there for 5 or 6 hours, and I think it was a 6-hour flight with a stop in between of about an hour, so about a 7-hour trip across to Philadelphia. You would have seen there with the Rocky stuff. That was awesome, and I've got to say that's probably the highlight of the trip. I've had a bit of a think about everything that I've done, and the Rocky stuff was, I think, the best. And probably a lot of you out there being such a Rocky fan growing up, to actually go to the filming sites and more importantly to the steps of the art museum. That was amazing to run up those steps. And if you watch my little run up there, it's not easy. You can probably tell my heavy breathing going up there. It's not that easy to get up there, but just the guide that I had on that tour, Mike Kundra, I think his name is, it was just great. Then up to Muhammad Ali's training camp, probably a close second, I think. That was awesome to see where Muhammad Ali used to train, and just the condition that the owner has brought it back to. Just the restoration and the detail that goes into it. You literally would think that there's still a camp going on there, and everyone was just out for the day. It was just just so well done. And look, it's free to go in there, which was even better. I did give a donation, and bought a couple of t-shirts because they rely on that for the funding. Although between me and you, I think the owner doesn't really need the money, but it's good just to donate, just to help a little bit with the restoration of the camp. But yeah, I love that. And then even though it wasn't as entertaining or whatever you might want to call it, going over to Shanksville to see that 9/11 memorial was just it was just something that it was just really touching, I suppose. And being only a couple of days before 9/11, it had a little bit more significance. I think I said in one of the previous videos it would have been great to actually be there on September 11, but just because of my schedule I couldn't get there. But just to be there, and it was pretty quiet. I've heard that it's actually normally really quiet. I was there on a Saturday, so there's a few more people around, but it was just great just to be able to to go to the Tower of Voices. There's only another 2 or 3 people there, and just be able to take it in without all the noise and crowds and everything that you get sort of where I am now in Las Vegas. But you really get a chance to take it all in there, and when the chimes were, where the wind was going through the tower and hearing the chimes of the 40 victims, it was pretty touching as well. And then of course the walk down from the visitor centre down to the crash site. It was a long walk. It was I think it was about 1.5 kilometres or something like that. It's not a short distance, but just to walk down there in this open field, it was just it was eerie. I won't lie, but the park rangers were great. A lot of information they gave. They had a couple little seminars and that as well, and which shed a little bit more light on it, and just to see that flight path and just to hear how the plane came in inverted, so upside down. And the amount of planes that I've been on in my life, and to think of the terror and the horror that it would have been coming in at nearly 950 kilometres an hour upside down. It's just, you just cannot fathom, I think, what those passengers and crew would have went through. So then it was down to Gettysburg, and I've never really studied too much into Gettysburg. I just put it on the list because it was in the area of where I was sort of travelling to, but I'm glad I did. I did a fair bit of research in the lead up to, as much as I could anyway. There's so much history involved with Gettysburg. I just barely scratched the surface, but I just wanted to get a basic idea of what happened there. And you would have seen, if you saw the video there, all the sites and that around town. And my tour guide, the tour I went on didn't exactly hit the mark. You would have seen that the 2-hour tour that we did, I just ended up just getting off the bus and jumping in my car and going back and doing it again with my own little map, just to take it in, because the guy that did it was just almost a rehearsed sort of thing. It was just sort of, look, it was very informative, but I just didn't take any of it in at all because he spoke that fast and didn't really delve into anything. He just skimmed over everything, and it just went straight over my head. And I think a lot of other people on the tour were a little bit the same. So it was good to have a car so I could just jump back in there and scoot back around in another, I think it was 2.5, 3 hours it took me. So that was good. And then down to Washington, and again, it's not really probably one of those things I've always had on my bucket list, but it was great to see the White House and the Capitol, and just a beautiful, beautiful city. Just so well kept, and just to walk around town, it was really easy to get around. So I really enjoyed just walking from the Capitol building down to the Lincoln Monument, or the memorial, whatever it is. Just lots of parks, and as I said, it was really, really well kept, and just a beautiful place. And I really enjoyed the Abraham Lincoln stuff too. That was great. I've always had a little bit of an interest in the Lincoln thing, more so the Kennedy one, but I did a little bit more research into it. It's just fascinating, the plan that was put into place by John Wilkes Booth and his crew, and just to be in that theatre, just amazing. You could just smell it in the air, just how old that theatre was. And my guide was just fantastic. He was awesome, and I was lucky enough to have him the next day for the Arlington Cemetery tour. And I know that Arlington Cemetery tour wasn't exactly headline sort of stuff, or stuff that's really going to pull your attention away. It was just something I really wanted to see, and to see JFK's grave and the Brown Bomber as well, and just graves, or gravestones, I suppose, of the Challenger crew, and all the bits and pieces that that you could see there, and just the way it's kept, and the effort and work that goes into that cemetery. I think they said it was actually, I'm not going to guess how many acres it was, but it was a lot. It was just massive, and the way you would have seen, if you saw the video, the way they do the changing of the guard at the tomb of the unknown soldier, and the dedication that all the soldiers and even just the grounds people and everything they put into it. It's just they just hold the military, and not just military, but all the dignitaries so highly here, and it's just something we just don't see back in Australia. And I sort of just wish we had even just 10% of the patriotism that they have over here. And yes, they're very, very passionate, depends on what side of politics you're on, don't make no mistake about it, but just the regards they hold, their flag and their beliefs, and their thanks to those that serve them and protect them. If you come to America, you've really got to, well, it's one thing you will really notice when you come here is everywhere there's American flags, and the anthem is held in such high regard. I know in this day and age, there's all sorts of things going on around different agendas and that sort of stuff, but I'm not talking about any of that. I'm just talking about the country as a whole. It's a very, very passionate and patriotic country. So that's what I love about it. I love coming here and just seeing them, as I said, the amount of work and effort that goes into preserving their way of life and their culture, and of course ending up here in Vegas, where I'm talking to all you guys and girls out there for the fight. And I hope you've enjoyed the last couple of videos with all the sights. I think I've said that it's really hard to fill in 3 days just waiting for the fight. So I hope you've enjoyed a little bit of the sightseeing. I've taken you on around town. So much to see here. Again, I've just probably scraped the surface, but at least it gives you an idea of what you're going to see when you come to Vegas. So all that's left now is the fight, and again, T-Mobile Arena behind me will be the site of the fight tonight. So all I'll probably do today is show the fight night, the fight night videos. I won't be able to take this camera into the stadium, so it'll just be done on my phone. So just excuse the quality of the vision, but again, you'll get a great idea what it's like to be live for a massive fight here in Vegas. So that's about it. I'm gonna go get a coffee now and just chill for the rest of the day. Might sit out in the shade for a little bit and get ready for the fights. I think they start here in Vegas at about 5 p.m. today. It's about lunchtime here at the moment. So I'll go over and I'll get there for all the fights that you'll see on the pay-per-view, starting with the Rolly Romero fight. Then I think it's Caleb Plant, Danny Garcia, and Lara. And then the main event, I'll probably miss one in there. I think there's another one in there somewhere, but whatever. I'll be there for all the fights, enjoying what should be a great night of fights. And I think the main event should be a lot more competitive than I think a lot of people think. I think, if I'm going to make a prediction, I think it'll be entertaining early. I think Edgar Berlanga will come to fight. He will really put it on the line. He's talked it up a little bit, so he's got to back it up, as they say, and I think he'll come out hot. I think Canelo will be nice and patient early, just take his time, pick his shots, wait for the wind to probably go out of the sails a little bit of Edgar Berlanga, and then I think you'll see him pick up the pace in maybe the sort of 5th or 6th round, and I really expect him to get Berlanga out of there in probably 8 or 9 rounds and just sort of start cutting him down. But I think it'll be entertaining, as I said, while it lasts. And look, end of the day, any excuse to come to Vegas and see a big fight. So, guys, that is it for the first portion of today's episode 12. And we'll see you at the fights. All right, that is Toshiba Plaza there, where the weigh-in was yesterday. And this is, of course, the T-Mobile Arena. It's about 6 o'clock at the moment, so there's a few people around, but not as busy as it's going to be in about another hour or so, I would think. The main card's about to start, so let's get inside. Welcome to the T-Mobile Arena. This is the entry when you first come in, and we're about to go up those stairs right there. It really is a cool stadium, this one. Introducing Caleb Plant in there. This is one of the food courts there. Everything you can imagine here, not just normal pizza and hot dogs. This has got gourmet food, drinks, everything. Everything about this arena is state of the art. Alright, we are in our seats. Caleb Plant, Trevor McCumbee in the ring at the moment. We are in round 3 of 12. And we have our first knockdown. Caleb Plant has just hit the canvas. can he get the upset? He said he was going to come to fight, and he's done exactly that. Oh, nice left hook again. Plant comes back. And the bell for the end of round 4. There's some action here in round number 6. The Plants responded very well to that knockdown, and has really punished Trevor McCumbee in the last sort of round and a half. Good fight. Oh, nice punches. Good body punch. Garcia. Good to see him back. Big fight for him tonight though. And here comes Lara, the WBA champion. And we all remember him last time he was in this building when he blacked the fight with the Rafa in 2 rounds. Very, very impressive performance. We'll see if he can back it up tonight. 41 years of age, but still going strong.
With a record of 37 wins, 3 losses, he has 21 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the renowned 2-division world champion, tonight making his debut as a middleweight. Please welcome the challenger, the renowned former unified super lightweight and former welterweight champion of the world, introducing Danny Swift Garcia. His record stands at 30 wins, 3 losses and 3 draws, with 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the ageless 2-division world champion, tonight making the 3rd defense of his current title, introducing the defending WBA middleweight champion of the world, introducing Erislandi, the American Dream, Lara.
This is the co-main event, Danny Garcia and Lara, and so it's not the most exciting opening. It's 40 seconds to go in round number 1 and barely had a punch thrown, so it's understandable. This is what happens when you have 2 elite fighters. They just want to feel each other out, so it's hopefully a little bit more action as the rounds go on. Alright, so we're in round number 5 and not much has changed since the first round. The problem we have here is that both of them are counter punches, and very good counter punches, and the other and they're both very reluctant to punch first, so this could end up an absolute stalemate and a 0-all draw the way we're going. Alright, round number 9, and I have no idea who's winning this fight. The crowd is not happy, you can probably hear them booing there. And as I said, I have no idea who's winning. And Danny Garcia just hit the deck there, right on the bell. A bit of delayed reaction, let's see if he can recover. Straight left hand, straight down the pipe. Dejected at the end there when he got dropped with that left hand. And it was a good shot, really good shot. Not a bad call really. He looked yeah, not in great shape, he went back to the corner. In the replay here and up to us really.
The American Dream, Lara.
And we're moments away from the entrance of first fighters. There's Canelo Alvarez ready to make his way into the ring. And the crowd is ready to go.
Centros la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón y retiembla en sus centros la tierra al sonoro rugir del cañón. Ciño patria, tus sienes de oliva, de la paz el arcángel divino.
For the bout you've all been waiting for, as tonight we recognize Mexican Independence Weekend with a showdown for the unified super middleweight championship of the world. And now, please welcome the boxers as they make their way to the ring. First, the challenger representing Puerto Rico, the hard-hitting,
Haciéndole tiempo sin hablar.
celular. Ahora va la mía, ya no doy vuelta para atrás. La cachucha puesta. Gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's prime time! Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with gold trim, proudly representing his heritage of San Juan, Puerto Rico, and fighting out of Brooklyn, New York. He weighed in at 167.5 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 22 wins, no losses, 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the battle-ready, undefeated, all-action and hard-hitting world-ranked challenger, introducing the chosen one, Berlanga. And now his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing brown trunks with orange trim, el orgulloso guerrero de Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. He weighed in at 167.75 pounds with a record of 61 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws. He has 39 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the sensational star of boxing, the 4-division world champion and pound-for-pound great in his 26th world title appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the renowned, the current, the reigning and defending unified super middleweight champion of the world, introducing Saul Canelo.
Here we go, round number 1. Canelo in the bronze, brown trunks. Berlanga in the black. See if Berlanga can back up what he's been saying in the press. One thing that's very noticeable is the size difference. Berlanga, very, very big 168 pounder, and Canelo about 5'8", and he has been very aggressive so far though, Canelo, which is sort of unlike him in his fights. Normally starts a little bit cautious, but tonight he's a good punch there. Berlanga does come back though. Canelo definitely seems to be on a mission to get Berlanga out of there. Finish the job. Berlanga's fighting back. Oh, another left hook. Big punches being thrown by both guys. Berlanga more shocked than hurt, but great punch. seconds to go, and Berlanga's probably done the right thing here. He hasn't engaged with Canelo too much. He's been on the back foot, just trying to get himself a bit of range. Does land the right hand there, but yeah, not a bad move to actually stay away a little bit from Canelo this round and don't exchange punches with him and give him his head a little bit of a chance to clear. Starting to hip a little bit in this round, so round number 6. And I think Berlanga needs to do something because he's been very, very reactive so far. And that lead hook from Canelo is really causing him some issues. Great IQ, Canelo. Looking to close the show. Couple of rounds, but Berlanga's just hung in there, and Canelo is a little bit impatient. He wants to get the job done by looks of things, but just having a little trouble landing that knockout punch. Fight so far. The guys touch gloves, and let's see what transpires in the last 3 minutes. To go in round number 12, pretty uneventful round really. I thought the boys would have really gone for it in this last 3 minutes, but not to be the case. Hard to get Berlanga around, to be honest, but it was a little bit different watching live than on the TV. But just a dominant display by Canelo Alvarez. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge ringside, David Sutherland scores the bout 117 to 110. Steve Weisfeld and Max DeLuca both score the bout 118 to 109. All three in favor of the winner. And still unified super middleweight champion of the world, el orgulloso guerrero de Guadalajara, Saúl Canelo Alvarez.
Unanimous decision. Yeah, probably about right. No more than 3 rounds. So Berlanga, as I said, I would find it hard to give him more than maybe 1 or 2, but disappointing performance from Berlanga, I thought.
You systematically and methodically were able to destroy him. From your vantage point, how would you assess your performance?
No, I did good. You know, now what they gonna say? I fight younger fighters? Before they say I fought older fighters. Now what they gonna say? He fought younger fighters? They always talk, I'm the best fighter in the world.
We had a conversation with Edgar for a minute or two. Quite a long conversation. Can you tell us what was said?
No, he said he respect me. I'm his idol. And he respect me so much, and he feel bad the way he act, because he knows he's in that way. But you know, he did good.
You got angry during the fight, didn't you, with some of those tactics? You were angry.
No, with adrenaline, I got a little angry. I'm Mexican, man.
Alright guys, that is it. The fight is over. Canelo with a very comprehensive 12-round decision win. We'll do a full review of the fight I think tomorrow, but I just want to get out of here. There's 20,000 people coming out of the arena at the moment. As you can imagine, a fair bit of pandemonium, but what a night of boxing. Great crowd, really up and about. And good-natured crowd. The Mexicans is the Independence weekend, so they're out in force, and yeah, just a really good night of fight. So as I said, I will do a review of that tomorrow when it's a little bit calmer, but at the moment I'm just going to go and chill. Might go get a bit of a pizza, just a bit of pizza to celebrate the last night here in Vegas anyway. But guys, I hope you enjoyed a little bit of what it's like to be in the stadium for a big fight. And that is it for the last episode 12 of my trip to the USA. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's been great to have you along, and can't wait now to get back to Australia and just get on with it. It's been a bit of a whirlwind for the last 2 weeks. So again, thanks to everyone that's sent me messages and liked the page and liked the videos, more importantly, watched the videos, and look forward to catching up when I'm back in Australia. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.